Welcome nerds to another video, and this is a very exciting one to me. We're here again for an announcement. However, before I can tell you anything, for it all to make sense, I have to tell you a story. Once upon a time, deep in the enchanted forest, in a space where the trees make place for a community of villagers, guarded by the wildlife. Villagers that when you look closely, you might recognize from your favorite stories. For there is a village in the middle of the forest where all fairy tale characters conceal themselves. Once upon a time, they used to live with the humans, but their fame became too big for them, and the humans became too cunning. So much so that it started to get dangerous for the fairy tale characters. Since many royalties would pay well for a fairy tale character and with that, their magic. But with the disappearance of the fairy tale characters, also disappeared the magic. And the human world became grey and dull. The humans forgot to love one another and nature. And that, you see, was also considered dangerous by the wisest of wizards. So, therefore, it's here today that I come with you of this tale of the fairy tale meetup. Merlin, one of the most wisest of wizards, has called in a meeting, and all characters have all gathered in the town square around a huge fire, in front of the oldest tree of the forest to talk about the disappearing, but most importantly, the restoration of the magic to the world. You see, once upon a time, in the fairy tales of old, the characters all had to deal with a lot of torment and suffering. Therefore, they knew what the dull grey world would become. And one by one, the characters got sad. They let their head down and stared into the fire. But friends, said the wizard, what you all forget is that we also learned how to withstand that suffering. And we can do the same for the humans too. We can teach them. And so the fairy tale characters all decided that from now on, every February would be Fairytale February, where they would lift the disguises of the forest for 1 month a year to welcome the humans to experience the magic they so desperately crave. And therefore is the reason I can now welcome you to the Fairy Tale Trail, where you can discover all the magic of the fairy tales, old and new. Given to you will be a map of the first few villages that have opened their homes for you to come and visit. You can choose to pick and go wherever you want. You can go buy houses without visiting, but it's also very much okay that if you are with your favorite character on a good cup of tea, that you would like to stay a bit longer and might even exchange more stories. You can do as you please. However, if you feel like you're one of the humans that get motivated by accomplishing stuff, maybe go on a quest, fulfill or help somebody, or maybe even be motivated by an incentive, this is the part for you. Where you can go to every character just to have a chit chat. They all will have a quest for you if you feel like completing some. Every character will have a different quest that we will go over soon. And they will reward you with a silver crown for completing it. However, if you're the human that loves a good challenge or would love to go the extra mile, they're even willing to reward you with an extra silver crown if you accomplish that quest by reading a fairy tale, a reimagining of a fairy tale, or a retelling. So let's go over the chests that you can choose to go on by character. The frog prince in the very start of the map has a quest for you where you are enabled to read a classic story. It could obviously be the fairy tales of old, but it could be any classic story. The Wizard of Oz are looking for a character on a path or a journey. If you would like to complete this by reading a book with a character on a path on a journey, you will be rewarded 1 silver crown. However, if you choose to go on this quest by reading a fairy tale, you will be rewarded 2 silver crowns. Goldilocks and the Bears are looking for a story with gold in them. It can be on the cover, it can be in the story itself, it can be looks or in the story. Puss in Boots is looking for another sassy character. He is in desperate need of a sassy friend. Rapunzel would like to send you on a quest to conquer your TBR mountains and read one of those books you have been hoarding. Pinocchio is looking for a story with a good lie in it. It can also be that the title of a story is a lie, that the cover kind of is a lie, because it looks very different than the story within the book. The Witch's Candy House of Hansel and Gretel is looking for another good story with candy in it. Could be candy on the cover, but she's mostly hoping for a story with candy as a theme. You can visit the Beauty and the Beast castle, and their quest will send you out to find a beautiful story. It can be that the book you have required has indeed a very beautiful cover. It can even be that the writer has enthralled you with a very beautiful title. But mostly we hope you will find a very beautiful story to comfort your heart. Red Riding Hood is looking for a wild animal. So you can read any story for her with a wild animal in it. Genie would require you to get a story you have wished for. So you can take this quite literally and buy the book you have been wanting all this time. Or you could read the book that has been gifted to you many moons ago. Or, if the silver crowns isn't enough for you, you can always reward yourself with another book, right? As long as you read it, this quest will be fulfilled. If you would visit the House of Snow White, you will find the best example of how to turn something that was out to destroy you into something that gives you joy. She has made her own candied apple business. So while you're there, take one, have a good snack. But she does have a quest for you. She would like you to find another story with found family. While you're on your way to Cinderella's castle, the time seems to be leaking out. You're kind of short on it. So to get there in time, Cinderella is asking you to read a story you can finish before midnight. And at last, the 3 pigs have opened their homes for you. And they are searching for a story with a good foundation. And the foundation can be taken quite broadly here. You could say that it is indeed a reimagining or a retelling of a great story, so it has a good foundation. But it could also be a story of your favorite author, because you love their stories before, so that also would count as a good foundation. You may also want to read a thick book that is literally able to, be a foundation for anything you build because it's that thick. Whatever you see as a great foundation, the pigs need it for their homes. So please tell them of this story. But Denise, what do we do with all those silver crowns we earned? That is indeed a good question. Whereas in the Enchanted Forest, there is one local gift shop, the Enchanted Treasures, where you can at any time you want your silver crowns for any treasure you like. You're able there to buy bookmarks, wallpapers, recipe from the fairy tale characters, as well as sticker sheets for in your bullet journal. The prices of these will differ per item, and they were all listed in the Enchanted Treasure part of the booklet. The booklet is linked down below. You can find every date there, every rule, every quest you can take, the map where you have to go, which path to follow, as well as what the cost is of a bookmark, a wallpaper, a recipe, or indeed a sticker sheet. If you do find yourself being one of those humans that is not motivated by any incentive, that just want to leisure in the magic of the fairy tale forest, just want to hang out with the characters, please feel free to download the free stuff anyway. You are allowed to download any bookmark, any sticker sheet, any wallpaper, or any recipe if it is not motivating you to read. It is just there as an incentive for the people who it helps. If you feel like I have a hard time starting a book, but if I get a silver crown or complete a quest, or can actually go to a gift shop and get stuff for it, then I'm going to read more. This is made for you. If you do not feel motivated by that, but you would like to be fully immersed in the fairy tale experience, please feel free to download it. It is again all down in the Google Drive link, as with the booklet, with the rules, everything. It is all made available for you with the magical stories. So it is there for you to take if it does not motivate you to earn it. But just a quick recap. This readathon is obviously fairy tale based. So I do encourage you to read as much fairy tales, originals or retellings or reimaginings, all will count. But any book you can fulfill the quest with will do. You just get an extra silver crown if it is indeed based on a fairy tale. This is a monthly readathon, which means we will start at the 1st of February and the last day is the 28th of February. We will call it Fairytale February. And every Friday, we're having Fairytale Friday, where I share, recommendations for fairy tale books on Instagram, but also we will have reading sprints every Fairytale Friday to get us through those magical stories together. If you find yourself very enthusiastic already and you can't wait for all the videos to come, I will be filming a TBR for this readathon for you, and I will film a video where we talk about every fairy tale and retelling that I haven't read on my physical shelves yet. But if you can't wait for that, you just go to my channel page, and on top there will be a segment on fairy tales, and every fairy tale based reading vlog or recommendation video that I ever made will be in there, all for you to watch and get inspired and even more excited for this readathon. This is all for now. I hope you do well. I hope you will join us on this fairy tale trail in Fairytale February. And I hope to see you on Fairytale Fridays. Bye, nerds. See you soon.